What up, what up, what up, what up, guys? It's your man's Wealth with Dale with Top Capital Credit. And today we're going to be talking about what is your business credit score? What is it? How is it comprised? What is it, right? It's this elusive thing that people haven't heard about, but I'll tell you about it today. It's going to be part one of a two-part series. I just don't want it to be long. I want you to be able to stay engaged and understand what's going on. So let's talk about this elusive business credit score. So business credit, that's what we do. Top Capital Credit right here in the DMV area. Reach out to us. We take care of your needs. We'll help walk you from A to Z. We'll help you go get the bag. But we're going to talk about the DMB. We're going to talk about business credit scores today, right? So business credit. Business credit, it's credit that's in the business name. It has nothing to do with your personal social. It's your identity for your business. Shows how well your business performs, right? So it's not tied, right? It's not tied to the owner's credit worthiness, right? It's not tied to your personal credit. It's its own separate entity, its own living, breathing thing, its own being, right? And instead of business credit scores, they all depend on how well a company pays its bills, right? It's not on how well you personally pay its bills. It's looking at your corporation and how well they pay their bills. You might not really pay your own personal bills, but you might always make sure the business bills are paid. That's what they look at, right? And consumer and business credit scores, they're much different. They're calculated very differently. Consumer scores are much more in detail. It's a little bit more tricky. It's challenging. Many of us have a hard time to figure out, how do I get a great score? I'm paying this on time. I haven't missed any payments, but my score is still low. That's because the consumer credit scores are very challenging to manage. A lot of mitigations. They look at payment history. They look at length of credit. They look at credit mix. They look at loan to debt ratio. They look at all these things, a lot of things, and it's this delicate dance to get a good personal credit score. Business credit scores are calculated completely differently. We'll talk a little bit about how it's structured and how they're calculated. All right, so there's something called the Dun Bradstreet system, right? The DNB is what a lot of people call it, but it's Dun and Bradstreet. These guys are going to help you along in your business journey as far as your business scores are concerned, right? So any business that want to get business credit score, you got to have what they call a DUNS number. And to go and apply, and you have to get that DUNS number. Now, we go to get an EIN. We got an EIN. The EIN is for tax purposes, though. It's look like the social to your business, but it's really for tax purposes. When they're really looking at credit worthiness, they're looking at the DUNS number. That's what's most important. The Dun and Bradstreet creates a number for you to show how credit worthy you are as a business, right? It's what they use to identify your company and to get them in the system, that DUNS number. Without this DUNS number, you're not getting business credit. It is like not having a social. Most people think the EIN is what really does it. But the DUNS number, if you want to build true business credit that stands on its own entity, you need the DUNS number to make this happen. The Dun and Bradstreet. Without this number, you just cannot build business credit, guys. Okay, so the DUNS number, right? Dun and Bradstreet, the main score is called a Paydex score. As you can see to the little graph in here, yeah, 80 to 100, right? It's not like credit scores. We go up to, I think the scores go up to like 850 now. It's just kind of insane. But you got the this little pyramid here on the right. It shows, 80 to 100 is considered low risk, right? 50 to 79 is medium risk. 0 to 49 is high risk. It's like bad credit in the business world. There's no 800 score in business credit, right? 100 is the top score when it comes to your Paydex score. 100 is the top. Another cool thing about them is they kind of start at the top and work your way down. So it's not like you get in the game, you get a 0 and you got to work your way up. They kind of give you some, once you get your initial tier 1 credit structure, they let you do your thing. And if you F up, you take the score down and down and down. That's how it works, right? But their score is called the Paydex score, right? Now, you will not get a Paydex score. You will not get any of this information without any trade lines reporting, right? It has to start somewhere. They have to go and see, hey, these people gave this guy some credit, gave this young lady some credit, and they're paying their bills, right? So you have to have 3 trade lines reporting in order to get you a Paydex score, right? So I'm going to tell you deeper. You rock with us long enough, you're going to figure out how you can get your first 3 trade lines as a new business, but you must have these trade lines reporting if you want to uh, get a Paydex score so you can start building your business credit, right? And you must have a DUNS number. You got to have that DUNS number. They cannot create it without the DUNS number, right? So you need both of those to get this party started. Now, the DMB has a rating system, and basically a financial strength indicator. It tells you how strong you are as a business. Businesses that are in business a while, they can look at the net worth of a company. They can look at issue capital of a company. They can use these things to see how strong they are financially. If they got both of them, though, then they're going to just look at the net worth of that company. You know, look at the equipment, look at the stuff they own. What is this company worth? That is one of the ways they do the rating, right? Now, for business brand new, and you usually don't have a financial statement. You don't have these things like that. So you got to start from somewhere. It's also a condition code or risk factor. That's something they want to look at. You know, you always want to know. It's just like everybody got a cousin. If everybody in the family told you, man, don't loan them no money because they don't pay it back, well, their risk factor is really high when they come to you and asking you for $100. So this is the same terms of your business. They want to understand the risk factor of your business, and this is going to help establish it, right? It's going to measure the amount of risk that someone can have if they want to give you money. And the risk factor, obviously, if you got no information, it's really high. People don't want to loan. If you start asking people around, hey, what's up with Chris? He wanted to borrow 500. You know, is he cool? And can't nobody get no information? You're gonna be real weary to lend to them because you're like, I don't have nobody backing up saying that this joke is okay to lend to, right? So by definition, the startup company, their risk is considered high. Nobody's lent any money to them. They just don't know about it, right? They just don't know if they can lend to you because you're new. We don't know if you pay your bills. So it's a little rough, right? So I'm gonna show you how to build from there though. Starting out, and we don't know if we want to touch this guy, right? You got no commercial credit score. You got nothing really going on, right? If you got perfect personal credit in the world of business credit, it still doesn't matter, right? I'll show you how you can leverage your personal credit with business credit, but that's completely different. Your personal credit score is not going to help you and automatically say, hey, you got good business credit because you got good personal credit, right? So they want to figure out if your company will actually pay their bills. That's what's most important, right? Because they just don't know that. All right. So the DMB, they have their own credit rating. They have their own system, right? And if you can provide a financial or balance sheet, you know, that can help you grow quicker. If they can see, oh, financially, this company's solid, it's structured well, right? And the overall overall evaluation of your creditworthiness of your company to know that, hey, these guys, they pay their bills, they got strong financials, they got money, it's all good, right? And they're going to give you a rating based on these things. Now, when you start out, like I say, you just don't have this information. So we're going to show you how to build from there. Once you get it, then you can make your company stronger and stronger because you got balance sheets and things like that. All right. So the Dun Bradstreet, they basically have a delinquency predictor. That's the main thing. They want to know, right? Most businesses fail in the first couple of years. So they have to look at that and say, all right, how likely is it for this business to fail? That's what they want to base their lending base off because they don't want to lose. They want to make sure that this joker is paying his bills and everything's good. But they got the delinquency indicator that'll kind of say, hey, based on these things, we don't know if this person's going to pay it. We're going to show you how to build that and make sure you're moving forward and you don't have these negative connotations behind your business and lending to you, right? So, and they take historical information. That's why we say when you're a new business, you just don't have anything. But they're going to basically take that and they're going to consider the objective and statistical data, basically, that will let them know that this person's good or we don't know. Predictive scoring it's a model, but it's not perfect. But it is something that they use to try to figure out, are they going to go out of business in a few years and we'd be left on the hook for the money that we lent them. Very important to understand that aspect of it, right? Experian and Equifax, they're also in the business game. They're in the business world and they evaluate business credit, right? Now they aren't going to just give you credit off the jump till they see payment experiences. Experiences are basically just payments on your credit report. That's why we show you in tier 1 how to develop these lines of credit initially. So as places like Experian and Equifax can start to see that, hey, XYZ company, they pay their bills. They pay their bills on time. So let's issue them a score because based on this, they're pretty good at paying their bills, right? New companies don't have anything yet, so they can't really generate scores are non-existent, right? So since you don't have any history, once again, we go back to people are really concerned. So it's really important to build credit history, your payment history, and build your credit up for your business because you want that access to capital. You want money to keep your business surviving. You want money to know in lean times you got some backup capital. Really important to the success of your business. Now, they'll create a report for you. They'll create a report, even if you have nothing, but you want to get some lines on there so you can build a good report, right? They can create a report about your business, right? And it's just going to be the business name, and address, and zip code. And that's that. It's just basic demographics, but they want to build. You got to build, build, build. And I'm going to show you how to do that through what we call tier one. It's the first credit right there. Like, we're going to lend you money. We know you're just starting out, but we'll take a chance with you. And it's very important to establish that properly in the beginning to start your business credit journey. So I'm gonna stop it here just to give you a breather, let you digest that information. Stay tuned for part two. If you're ready to build business credit, if you're ready to get in the game, reach out to us, Top Capital Credit. We can help you get there. We're gonna hold your hand. We've helped thousands of people with this system. We got the structure for you. We can get you to where you want to be. You got to be serious if you want to work with us though. And we can get you in a position, like I say, we always say with Top Capital, we went from zero to nothing, was able to leverage business credit and get 13 doors. We know how to structure these files. We have a proven system that have helped thousands of people get financing that they need. So reach out to us, Top Capital Credit. We will take care of you, Top Capital Consultant, and we will make sure you're in the position you need to be. So you can always reach out to us via our social media, send us a message on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and we'll get back with you and get you in the program and get you started. You got to remember, time's going to pass regardless. It's going to be, what are you going to do with that time? What are you going to do with this time? 2021, 2022, so we're shooting this in 21, 22 is coming regardless whether you do something or not. So either you'll have business credit when you hit 2022 or you won't. It's up to you. Stay tuned for part two. Peace.